Hello Bandai Converge collectors. So this is a new franchise for me, and I'm probably not going to go very far into it. But these are all figures from the Ultraman franchise. I just wanted this. It's such a weird looking character, and then this is pretty weird looking. And then I figured I should have at least one Ultraman, and then this was $2. So that's what I have these for. So you might ask yourself, what is Ultraman? It's a TV show that dates back to 1966, and it's generated a lot of money. Since then, it's created over $7 billion in merchandising revenue between 66 and 87. And it's basically like Superman for Asian people, particularly in Japan, I imagine. The general gist is the Ultramans are good people, good guys, and then they fight a bunch of giant monsters, kind of like Godzilla-sized monsters, it seems. So these guys are just guys in suits, and they battle like the old Godzilla movies. Okay, well anyways, let's just look at this. I think this is the first wave of Converge figures here, these first three boxes, because this is a number 11 in the Converge lineup for Ultraman. And this, there's no English other than Ultraman. This is, stupid animation over here. Hold on, I'm gonna get rid of that. Yeah, this box is pretty much all Japanese, because it's not really meant for people outside of Japan, apparently. But one thing we can make out is this toy line came out in 2018, so it's not even that old. Alright, well, let's take a look. And then if you could figure those out, those are the other characters. Oh, maybe this is wave 2 then, because it starts with number 7. Right? Waves of 6. So wave 1 would have obviously probably had the first Ultraman, but not this wave. Alright, let's get going. And these are made of PVC, as it says right there, and some ABS. And it's got the little gun, the Converge stand. This gum is 4 years old, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to chew on that. And just two things going on. No accessories, just a figure. But maybe the arms will move if it's like any of the Gundam stuff. Let's get these guys out of here. And then let's look at the screen here. If we go to fandom for these guys. So these alien Baltans are like the arch antagonists in the whole series of Ultramans. And if you want to bother pausing this blurb here, there you go. Alright, but anyways, I'm not too concerned about it because I tried watching an episode or two, and frankly, it's just not for me. I prefer Godzilla because it's even more funny than these, guys. Alright, well, anyways, a typical Converge stand. You got one peg that goes into the bottom of the foot. It does hold. And this one, unfortunately, doesn't have a year, nor do the other Gundam ones either. But let's see if anything moves. Alright, yeah, the arm does rotate on that peg. And then that's it. No head movement, I don't think. Oh, look at this, though. The head actually comes apart. Interesting. The eyes are clear, but they're not clear back here. So these are just inset, I guess. Or maybe the whole thing is clear and painted. I'm not sure. If it was clear, it would be cool. You could put a little LED in here and then have the eyes light up. But I don't think they're thinking about that when they design these toys. So, let's see. Yeah. It's supposed to be styled like an insect, and it definitely, I get that vibe with the funky eyes here. This like silver and, I don't know, breathing areas. I have no idea what this would be for. And then it has like giant crab claws, and they're painted silver with some brown and some ghosting effect of the brown. Some pretty weak yellow ghosting here on these stripes, and then there's some like ghosted blue as well. So it's interesting. It's like an old Egyptian character of like a insect. That's what it reminds me of. Something like Egyptians would come up with. Alright, well anyways, you can obviously pose it, and the thing will stand even without the stand, so that's kind of nice. So not much else to say other than this is one of the strangest looking things I've ever seen. So that's why I just had to get it. I just like weird things. Okay, well, that is Alien Baltan. Next up we have something called King Joe. And let's go back to fandom. Sorry. Fandom has all these free advertisements. So what is this thing now? King Joe is an alien robot. Alright, so apparently there was this TV series called After 7 and it showed up in episodes 14 and 15. And it's just a weird robot. I haven't read any of this stuff, you know, and I probably won't read any of this stuff, but there's a blurb about King Joe if you want to read up on that. Alright, let's open this box up. So this is number 12 in the Ultraman waves. Well, not waves, but in the overall Ultraman series. If I had to guess, there might be over 100 Ultramans in Converge now. And just 2 pockets here. So stand again, and then let's see. I can. I have to laugh. This is a weird design. The arm obviously can move. It's like a gray plastic painted gold, a very light gold, or I guess you could call it champagne metallic. It's not even gold really, but it's not silver. So yeah, you got these funky clear windows, which is kind of neat, with dotted yellow textures behind that, pretty far behind it. Maybe the backside has those. And then whatever's going on in this face, like I'm assuming these are eyes, some sort of screen, and then maybe that's a screen as well, but it's got a squiggliness to it. And then whatever these giant pods are, and maybe like in the show these rotate, I'm gonna guess. And then why would you have these giant things on your legs or on your butt? And then what is this? It's like 5 rockets or missiles or battery packs? I have no idea. Anyways, it's just such a weird character. And I see actually larger scale collectible characters of this thing. Like I think Mafex may have done him, and Bandai obviously has much larger scale ones, with much more colors actually. But for something this small, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm sure maybe it's supposed to be more colorful, you know, but well, I don't know. Here's a photo of it. yeah, so that's okay. Let's see if there are any other. Yeah, look at these kind of gold in that image there. So you can see the scale. You know, these are buildings. These are giant monsters. Yeah, fighting out giant humanoids. Yeah, so he's got like weird rainbow colors in him. Very strange. Okay, well that is King Joe. And some foot details on the bottom there. Now this peg base is actually, I've never seen one so close to the middle, yet it's not in the middle. It's just tiny bit offset, because I guess this guy's, you know, he wants to be centered. So the stands are specific to each figure. You don't want to just mix and match the stands, or the figure won't sit right. Alright, number 15 here, we have Ultraman Jack. Let's see, I've already zoomed in on this one. So this one showed up in Return of Ultraman, and then this is one of the good characters. So you got a whole bunch of Ultraman stories here, and then this is the blurb behind this guy. Sorry about the tab up there. Alright, well, let's open this guy up. I gotta say, all the gum from this whole wave is stable. It looks all decent still. Although I don't know if I'm still not gonna chew on 5-year-old gum. I got this because I kind of thought this was the original Ultraman. But according to this webpage, this is the 4th Ultraman to appear. So it's possible one day I might get the original Ultraman. I'll have to look up that first wave. Alright, so the stand here, but anyways, let's get another better light angle on this one. So this one has clear eyes, and then just like a off-white behind, but sadly there's no like, you know, texture behind it. It's like the texture is actually on the clear surface here that I'm touching. It's almost got like a golf ball texture, or some sort of pixelated insect-like texture, but nothing behind, which is a shame. It would have been cool if they had some details behind. So then we have the body is mostly like a red gloss, and then they have some silver accents printed decently enough, better than I can do. And then it looks like it has a gold wristwatch or some sort of amulet bracelet there. And then I'm not sure the significance of the blue dots, but it's got it. It's got some weird rectangular-ish ear looking things, and this little mohawk comes down, the silver comes down. It's a pretty clean looking character, and then again the arms will come off. I'm actually surprised the pegs are that short. It's nice that they're a big diameter, but I feel like they could have gone in further to make it even more. I guess it's not an issue, it's not falling apart, so it's a nice clean design of I guess the 4th Ultraman. Alright, that's it for that. Alright, so the last one I'm gonna guess is from a more modern Ultraman, because when I do a search for this thing, it says Ace Killer, a Netflix series comes up. So Ace Killer here is, I guess, the leader of the Ace Killer squad, and he looks very modern, like cyborg-ish. And I guess that's the story behind the person. Let's see if there are any photos on this web page. A lot of info. Yeah, this looks like a CGI even. It actually looks kind of cool. I might have to see if I can find this on YouTube, or if anyone knows of a free website to check it out. Alright, so you can see the box is totally different. And this one says 2020, so a couple of years later. And this is number 9 in the series of whatever this means. Although I'm not sure if I like that. I mean, like, with the Gundams, it's just continuous. I feel like if they reset the numbers, you're gonna miss out on the other figures, right? So, anyways, yeah. Converge Heroes Ultraman, and then in this particular one we have these robots here. Very modern looking. It's possible I might pick up a few of these. They're kind of interesting looking. But again, it's mostly Japanese, so... 2020 gum. I don't know if I'm going to chew on that. Maybe I'll chew on that later. And then just 2 divisions in the plastic seal. Okay, now this one is very... it looks like a stealth fighter, or a motorcyclist stealth fighter. So, very plain feet, obviously, they're just flat. This is like I guess it's a semi-gloss purple. It's not quite matte. I would say the off-white color here is matte color. And then we have a nice, like, dark gray belt with pouches. And you see how well this color separation is on these armor plates or whatever they are, and the shin guards. They're pretty nice. Yeah, a lot of dots and crevices. So the arms, do they move? Yeah, I think they do, but I don't want to rip it off. I gotta figure out this. I can't get that out, but it clearly looks like it's supposed to move. I don't know if it's a ball peg in there and it's not supposed to pop out. I think that you can clearly see there's a peg in there, and maybe there's a ball at the end of it, and that's why it's difficult to actually get out. I guess that's fine. I'm afraid of shearing the peg if I twist it, you know. But I think it's loose enough that, yeah, I think I'm good. So that's quite interesting that the arms don't come out like most of the other Converge things, but as long as they rotate, then it's doing its job, right? This one, though, feels like stuck on something. Well, anyways, with enough work, you could figure it out. Now the question is, the head. No, I don't think this thing comes off at all. If you look up there, you know what? I think this head is completely molded into the torso. I don't see any break between that purple and the white. I might be mistaken. So yeah, no head movement. Yeah, no eyes, of course. It's just like a dark gray visor. And that's purple and off-white and a bunch of like recesses. So it's, yeah, very military looking. Let's see about this guy. Does this guy's head come off? No, it looks like it's just all, again, seamless. This head and this torso are the same mold. King Joe definitely has a separate piece going on, but back here, it's all the same mold here. And then, yeah, we already saw this guy again. Yeah, so very unlike the Gundams. The Gundams, the heads usually come off and you can spin them a little bit. Not the case with these. Yeah, so if you like really weird and wacky characters, you might want to look up these Ultraman figures. And not just, Converge. I like Converge because they're so small. I can collect a bunch of them. That's why I have a bunch of the Gundam ones. If you are curious, this thing is probably like 6.5 centimeters or 2.5 inches with the stand. This guy's an anomaly. Seems really tall. But yeah, you can see the ruler there. On the top of the stand, it's less than 6 centimeters or 2.5 inches. Alright. All in all, it's just like the other Converges. They have a lot of molded details, pretty good paint applications, and yeah, they're not really toys. They're more just figurines that sit in there and do nothing. But I'm okay with that. Alright, well, I'll see you guys around. I know I'll definitely get more Converges. I just don't know if they're going to be Ultramans. Alright, see you then.